So did your contract expire with Swansea before you
Yeah.
joined Barnsley then? You would
Yeah,
have joined Barnsley on a free transfer?
No, my contract was finished. My 3 years was done at Swansea. So
How did the move to Barnsley come about?
Danny Wilson, my first ever manager, give me a call. I was like, yeah, well, what's the deal? And blah, blah, blah. Told my agent, and then I just drove up there and signed, man. When I got up there, I regretted it straight away, though. I was thinking, this club's dead. It's like, this club's so dead. It's like a cemetery, man. There's more life in the cemetery than that club, man, at the time. No disrespect. I'm talking to, you know what? The club was dead, man. All of it was dead.
What didn't you enjoy about it? You're talking about the level,
Just like
the
way it
of
was
playing,
run,
the way it was run. What?
Just the way.
Elaborate a little bit.
I was confused when I got there, man, because Danny Wilson, I knew him like for having so many experienced players, love experiencing. Got there, flipping out. I was only 29. I think I was one of the oldest players. They were like kids. There was like loads of kids. I'm like, is he just like, what's going on? And we were struggling. That team was going nowhere at that point, man. It's just the total opposite to what I thought Danny Wilson about. I'm like, yeah, he always get teams up and around the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. Nah, mate, we was struggling.
Are you starting to evaluate your own career as a professional, as people do from time to time? You live in the moment, you're focused on a goal, a task, but every so often or myself as well, I'll ponder on where I am in life and what I've done in the past and how does that sync with what I'm doing now. At this point in your career, were you sort of questioning yourself and questioning your own journey a little bit?
Yeah, I was like, I'm better than this. My talent's a lot better than this. So what's going on? But I know there's more to it. Things happen, and then people put things in people's heads. So I was like, I'll always get a championship team. Surely, you know what I mean? I could score goals at that level. I always get a championship team. When I didn't, I went to Ipswich. Mick McCarthy rang me. Rang my agent, told me to come down. I trained for 2 days. This is like in pre-season. Trained for 2 days with them down there, and then played a game with a pre-season game down at Braintree or somewhere like that. And we won 1-0, and I was nowhere near fit. I wasn't unfit, but I wasn't, you know what I mean? I hadn't had enough training to be playing games for more than 30 minutes at that time. I need to get my sharpest and routine and training. And then got back on the coach. Mick McCarthy walks up on the coach and says to me, "I'm gonna sign someone else. I'm not gonna do anything with you. I'm gonna sign someone else." On the coach, you know.
What, so in front of all the rest of the players?
There was one. I think there's one person in front of me or something, but everyone hadn't been back on it yet. And he said that to me. I was like, "What?" I said, "Man just told me that on the coach." I rang my agent. I said, "Yeah, he just told me he's not going to do anything with me. And I'm still sitting on the coach. And he just told me now." I was like, "Cool, all right, we'll crack on."
So he's just sat back down on the coach?
I just sat down and went back to the Ipswich's training ground, got in my car and drove home.
It's interesting because part of me thinks, well, at least he told you face to face. Part of me thinks,
I'll give him that.
Part of me thinks, should he be telling you this on a coach?
Nah, do you know what?
It's probably not the right place, is it?
No, it doesn't matter. You know what? It's better than sending a text or something like that.
I kind of get that.
I don't mind. Yeah, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Because
a lot of managers wouldn't even do that. They'll ring the agent. They'll let you go.
This is what I'm saying.
And then
we've had stories of people.
I didn't think about it like that.
We've had stories of people on the podcast where they verbally agreed contracts with managers for things not to go through. Where people have agreed to be signed by a manager verbally. They've then not heard back from that manager of that club ever again. Yeah. So I think for his thoughts, for him to tell you
that's fair
face
enough.
to face,
I
suppose
I'll respect for him for that. To be fair, all the players I've always heard good things about, and that's why I was surprised about that. But yeah, you know what? He said it to my face, innit? So that's all blessed.
So the phone rings. It's your agent on the phone. No doubt you and him have got a great relationship, amount of work that he's done for you over the years. A.O. Chanya.
He's done a lot of work, mate.
He's done a lot of work. Ayo
Flipping hell.
Chania, I hope I pronounced this right.
Hanya
Hanya. They've come in for you in the Greek Super League, is that right?
in the group first division.
Greek First Division. Wow. Explain to me that initial call from the agent and how
Do
you
you know
sort of
what?
took it on board.
He said the name to me. We was talking on WhatsApp or whatever, and he said the name to me. To be fair, he said a few. Whenever he sent a team, I would Google it. It got to a point where I'll Google it, see where it is. So, it looks nice there. So the weather's nice and all that.
So we're talking like sometimes he would send you some obscure names and you've not heard of the club.
I never heard of some of them.
You're checking it out there and then.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Brilliant.
where the hell is this?
Brilliant.
And yeah, and I checked it. I was like, that's in Crete. Ain't Crete where Malia was, isn't it? Malia's in Crete, isn't it? Back in the day,
know my geography ain't
yeah,
great.
Malia is in
You
Crete.
know my geography ain't great.
I know that now. I live there, so yeah, I checked it out and just like said, why didn't you go over there and have a look? And got there. It's a nice place, lovely,
Is it
man.
like a party island?
Nah, it's just
Quite moderate.
Nah, it's
then.
nice.
It's quite moderate.
No, it's just proper nice place, like
I'm
beautiful
imagining
food.
I'm imagining like Kavos.
Yeah, you're thinking no.
I'm thinking like you're in Malia.
Yeah, Malia's in a Crete island. It's further. It's about 4 hours away or something like that.
Yeah, so it weren't as sort of intense as them places.
No, it's proper. It's mainly Greeks, the locals, and that you get a few foreigners and that coming on holiday. It's all like it's where people take their families on holiday. You know, like Tenerife kind of place and all that. It's all family stuff and like that. It's a nice place and the food was clean. I never lived so clean in my life. I felt like I was eating proper food, like.
Greek food's nice, isn't it?
It's amazing. Yeah. And I'm not even a big eater, but I ate a lot there.
That's the one.
And yeah, it was a nice place to live. I got there. The club was a bit shambles. Training ground was I got to the training ground before I signed. I looked at the training ground and I was like, boy.
Describe it.
I can't. It was this one little hut. I swear, it's tiny.
What, like literally pitches like.
There's one pitch, a little stand by the pitch. This hut on the side, and I swear that's it. I looked in. I was like, is there even showers in that hut, a little hut? Because you ain't training out here, sweating your blood clot, and then trying to get back home now, man. And there was showers in there, but just about as that too. And yeah, it was funny. But I thought, you know what? It's gonna be an experience. Get on with it. You know what I mean? I just got cracked on with it, and looking back at it now, it was funny and like, yeah. I'm glad I did it, just so I could give everyone a heads up if they ever want to go Hanya.
Wicked. So you weren't best impressed by the training ground, to say the least. It's not the standard of training that you've been used to.
Not the standard of professional football now. But yeah, it's a good job.
I'm guessing you would have been a big coup for them as well. You had probably been on a lot more sort of readies than some of the other lads there.
Yeah, when I got there, landed in at the airport, coming out of it, all the ultra fans and with their flares and all singing my name and that.
Wicked.
I was like, get the hell out of here, man. Get me in a car. Get me to the hotel.
Was it kind of intense then?
Nah, because when you live there, you learn that the owner of the club gets some of the fans to be there to do that. So all that Turkey stuff you see and all that's nonsense. That's the owners getting
so it's
it
pre-organised.
It's pre-organised. It's not just turning up because no one does that in England. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if the people do turn up, it's because they want to be there. But in them countries, they make it happen just to make you feel like. I was like, yeah, I don't like that shit. Anyway,
there's some underground stuff going on.
I didn't like that. I was like, and then they picked me up in one car. One guy picked me up in the car. The next day, the owner was driving it. So the owner gave him his car to try and impress me. I was like, I don't care what car it is. I would have jumped in the cab, man.
I kind of like that, though.
Huh?
I kind of like the fact that...
Yeah, but it's gassy. It's chatting shit. It's not real, though, is it?
But they're going out their way to try and impress a big star in their eyes. I kind of get it.
Yeah. Nah, I don't like it. I would have got in a cab.
Would you rather he just picked you up in his escort? Just go on with it.
I would have got in the cab, man, because then I didn't like his driving anyway, man. It's horrible. Yeah, so that man smoking a cigarette and nearly crashing the thing. I was like, yo.
It's a bit different to what you've been used to.
Yeah, mad.
Describe the football to me.
Yeah. Awful.
Really?
Yeah, awful. A couple of good players, but all round shit.
What, the general standard of it?
Just start the build up, the training, their players. Most of the players are the players in my team. We had the two of the owner's son.
Two of them?
Two of them. One was 17 or something like that. And it's embarrassing. And they had to be in the squad all the time. And I'm like, you're selling your kids a bullshit dream. They're not good enough. But they're all around the changing ground. So anything that happened, or if it always go back to, I can't remember, Manolis, I think his name is, one of the sons, and I used to like Kane. I was like, bruv, you're fucking shit. Yo, seriously, you're lucky your dad's the owner, otherwise you would not be playing football.
You're saying this to Manolis?
Manolis, something like that.
But you're telling him this, yeah?
Yeah, I'm telling him straight, and he can understand me. He knows I'm saying you're shit. Yeah, his little brother was all right. He knew he was shit, but at least he didn't give it that, you know what I mean? Everywhere. He's so loud.
He knew he was shit.
Yeah, he was doing my head in, bro. So I started doing my head in.
So you was out there for 11 competitive matches.
I was there for 6 months.
7 months. 6 months.
6 months. And it's just got to a point where it's just fucking they're dickheads, man. They're just started messing people about.
What, with wages and stuff?
That's normal. That's standard over there.
Really?
That's standard. Standard.
So explain to me a standard payday for you out there.
Bruv, I had to pay... Listen, I had to give some money to my teammates to pay their rent for their apartment. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had a team. Pissed me off. I was like, what's going on?
What, so the guys, let's just put this right, the other guys in your team that weren't being paid couldn't afford to pay their general bills?
They're ready to go back to their homes in whichever part of Greece they're from. They're ready to go. So the whole team's a mess. And then they started gambling the games away. We played one game. The ball's gone over the top. Nowhere near one of the defenders. Like, it's going out for a goal kick, yeah? I sent off, chases after the ball, smashes out for a corner. I'm like, I said, what's going on? And one of my team members were just like laughed at it. No, I said, that can't happen. And he did it again because they put bets on all that.
Well, how many corners would be sort of...
Yeah, then wow. We played Olympiacos in the cup. The chairman's never, the owner, whatever you want to, president, the roadman, innit? I call him, that's running the club, innit? He's come in the change room. He's gone, in Greek, blah, blah, blah. Tell him, I got one guy who sits next to me, he's a Greek lad, and he's talking to me in English, telling me what he says, right, no one tackled today, no yellow cards, make sure we concede over 5 goals. I said, what?
Really?
He said, yeah, that's what he just said. I said, nah, you're winding me up. Bruv, we lost the game 5-0. 5-0 something.
No yellow cards.
No one got booked in that team that I can remember. Anyways, it has to be at least 5-0 or something like that. And our players just tossed it off, and then we had to play them in the second leg of that game again, away. If you ever get to see this game, Hanya versus Olympiacos.
We're going to watch this.
If you ever get a chance, watch Olympiacos versus Hanya on YouTube, away from home in 2015. It's the most embarrassing thing you ever see. If you want to see people getting money to lose game, watch that game. After that game, I said I never want to be involved in anything like this again.
So the whole team was aware of this then? They
sacked our manager, and they brought in this guy that he was working. What's the main shops in Greece? You wouldn't know. Whatever it's like a 7-Eleven in America, yeah? Whatever one that is in Greece, yeah. He was working in there, yeah? He was our manager. Do you know what? He's the president's friend. And he said, I just need someone to take over for these few games to do this, blah, blah. Brother, it was embarrassing. I said, this can't be real. And I swear down, it's the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in football. And not embarrassing, it's normal there, innit? They've been doing it for years. And I don't know how they ain't been caught. If you ever get a chance, watch that game.
Tell us again the game.
Olympiacos versus Hanya at Olympiacos 2015. Watch your YouTube. There's highlights or something. Just watch the goals we concede.
Oh, we're going to check that out.
Yeah.
So your adventure in Greece comes to what would be an end.
I left.
You've left. What was your last dealings or last transgression you had with the club before?
The president wanted to fight me.
President wanted
to fight me.
Well, like in a one-on-one.
They didn't want a one-on-one. He wanted to send these people to fight me. He seriously.
Please explain to me and elaborate on that.
I was I can't. Can I say this? Yeah, of course I can. I was out in Hanya, and I was out with a couple of my teammates at the time, and I was saying bye and all that. And but he still owed me money, innit? Still owed me some wages and that. And I was like, I'm not going till I get it. So I was rolling up in the office, and got mad. And he got his little side man to come and chat to me, and then he spoke English. I can't remember his name, and he's talking properly, like telling me, he was gonna sort it, blah blah blah. If you just get your bits together. But I said, I ain't got nowhere to give me my money, and blah blah blah. And he started shouting at me, and I said, yo, get that prick here and talk to me like a man in front of me. You know what I mean? I said, get that malaka. That means wanker, innit?
They don't like that word, I'm guessing.
Well, it's like us saying mate, but I was like, get that malaka in front of me and tell him to say that, give him my peas, and then I'll duck out and tell him come and talk to me how he wants him. He never turned up, innit? Anyway, he's sending messages to my agents, my old agent's one of his assistants who spoke Greek, and he was like making threats. He wanted to kill me, blah blah blah. I was like, I'm here, I'm still here, I'm still in Greece. I'm enjoying the sunshine, I'm chilling. I'm at the pool waiting for my people. So, yeah, man.
So you've gone back to England via your agent setting up a move to Yeovil Town. Would that be right?
I came back and then Darren Way rang my agent. This is another prick in football I never want to speak to again. Darren Way rang my agent and said, what's Leroy doing? Does he fancy coming down? I said, yeah. Came down there, trained a couple of times. All these managers, they always ask, whenever I've been like a free agent, yeah? You all right? You good? Yeah. Whenever I've been a free agent, they've always asked me to come and see me first. I don't know if they've got me this mad image like I'm out every day drinking 70 pints or something like that. I think they've got this image, yeah? And they're like, they always want to see me in person first to see what condition I'm. I train her, I look after myself. I'm not. So I get that all the time. And it just pisses me off. You say, yeah.
Perception though, ain't it? How people perceive you.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Yeah, but I suppose once something sticks in football, that's it, done, man. And I've gone down and trained a couple of times. Yeah, no, I've trained once, and then next day I've come down. I've stayed it. He's like, oh, I need an answer. You signed on something. He offered me some. The contract he offered me is embarrassing. I was like, yeah, whatever. I just want to play anyway. He's like, are you gonna sign or not? I was like, let me speak to my agent first, brother. See what if there's anything else. He goes, no, I need an answer today. I said, no, I'm gonna speak to him and I'll chat to you tomorrow. I went. He said because they want me to sign on there and then. I said I'll be back tomorrow, and then I went back and then. So yeah, I'll be back on Thursday, whatever, and signed. Then we travelled somewhere, wherever we played, Mansfield or somewhere like that, on a Friday. I only played about five or six games for them anyway, so I was just there plodding along, mate. And at that point, I wasn't enjoying it. I was like, this is dead, and this guy's a joker. So he's trying to talk like he was Jose Mourinho, and he's been a manager for 2 minutes. When one of the first sessions, he's drugged me around like the field and that. with him, talking, asking me questions about certain managers and how he said, telling me how he wants to build this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no one's coming to Yeovil, bruv. Let's be real, man. You just got to try and do what you can for now. No, you're not going to get loads of massive players coming to Yeovil. Let's be real, innit? And he's telling me about his plan about the academy. I'm like, yeah. I've been in football long enough to know no one's coming to Yeovil. And if you're a good player, you're aspiring, you're not going to come to Yeovil to achieve anything. And if you're a young player starting, maybe it's a breakthrough, but you want to leave, innit? You want to go to the next stage. You're not gonna attract players to take you to Premier League. I'm sorry.
You weren't at Yeovil Town very long.
Yeah.
Before there was a lot of rumours, new league. Potentially there was some. Don't know how much truth there is in this, that you were going to go out and sign for a Chinese club in the Super League.
I flew out there.
Okay. So there was some truth to it.
I flew out. I was out there. They took me to the place. I can't even know. I landed in Beijing. Right? So you're thinking the team's around the corner, innit? In Beijing, I'm thinking, yeah, it's all right. It's normal.
Logic would say if you flown into a place,
flying into Beijing, I'm going to be in Beijing.
Yeah, I get that.
Yo, I don't know how long I was in the car. I was jet lagged, so tired, everything. I woke up, we stayed in the car. I'm like, what's going on? Looked around me. I ain't seen nothing. So where am I? I was like, fuck this, man. I'm getting out of it. They said, oh, you going to sign or what? I was like, let me go back home and speak to a couple of people and I'll come back. At the airport, I had a call from my agent in Thailand. And he said, I got a team for you in Thailand, Sisaket. While I was at the airport, Googling it, and I said, how long's the...
It's back on the Google having a search.
I was like, check them out on YouTube. So I was at the hotel, check them out on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Before I said, do I get the plane back to England? Then I said, look, they flew me to, they said, we'll fly you to Thailand from China, blah, blah. I was like, all right, I'll come and have a look. And then flew there, and then I never left.
You like Thailand then?
It was all right. Like it was the real Thailand, or the real people, not that.
So it weren't like these tourist hotspots we see on the TV and all that?
Not that madness in Bangkok and all that. This is real Thailand. I was in the jungle, mate. I had to fly to Bangkok. I had to drive to an airport to fly. If I wanted to go to Bangkok, I had to drive to an airport, then fly to Bangkok. Most of our away games were in Bangkok, so we did it a lot. I was in Sisaket. I don't know if east or west, but yeah, it was good, man. It's a real Thailand, man. I had to learn the language there. Had to.
Can you speak Thai?
Yeah, Ninoi.
What's that mean?
A little bit.
Mao.
Mao? Yeah. What's that mean?
I don't know, so I just thought...
What's that, man? I don't know what that means. Mao? Meow?
Meow
means no.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Meow.
Mao, I thought it was Mao.
Nah.
That's why no one's understanding it. Bad things happen. Talk to me about the football in Sisaket. Talk to me about your lifestyle and your teammates. How you sort of liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. As soon as I got there, looked after you. You in the sun. We had to train at like 4:30 in the afternoon. The president, they all showed me around the town and where to try and help me out, find a place to live and stuff like that. Well, they had a house ready, but one of the other players got there before me, took it, but they kicked him out and put me in.
Great! That's great for team morale and team bonding.
Nah, it was all right. He left anyway. He left. Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, it's a good place. Though. I think we trained at 4:30. So you wake up in the morning, do my gym work, have my lunch, have a nap, train at 4:30, and And you know what I used to do? Because the games were on late, innit?
Because of the heat?
No, I used to watch the Premier League games back there.
Okay.
So over there they show every game live. You can watch every game.
It's mental, isn't it?
It's mad, and here you can't. But obviously we know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's where them countries is where the money comes from.
Yeah.
So I used to just stay up and watch the games, and it's handy. So because I didn't have to wake up super early for training, I'd watch the games. Sometimes they'll be on like, say, an evening game at 8 o'clock, so it's like 3, 4 in the morning there. And I just watch a game, fall asleep, wake up, do my gym session. You know, it's a good routine, and I was starting to enjoy playing my football again, and like, you know what I mean. Body felt good, and I felt like enjoying it.
Yeah.
This is football. Like, no, none of that politics shit, all that nonsense. No one knows me here. They know of me. They've seen me on few clips on this and that. That's it. And so it was nice to playing in a different country, learning a different language. The fans there are brilliant. It was just like for them, like as a day out, like proper day out. Like they bring their whole family, cousins, everybody. It's only like they only charge them like £1 each for a ticket, which is, you know what I mean. I think we was getting like 15,000 in our home ground. They was just standing up the whole game. So I was enjoying football game because that's what I play football for. Traveling around Thailand, you get a break and you get to go all over Asia. So I was going like visiting places like Cambodia, Hong Kong, and then just like, you know what I mean? Just getting to see a bit of the world that I never probably would have gone to if I would, you know what I mean? I've always been Miami, Vegas, or, you know, them kind of Cuba, them kind of places. So yeah, it was nice to see that. And so it's got to live a little bit of, and well, live a lot, but live on that side of the world and seeing a different side of things.
Was there a big financial difference between some of the marquee players in the team and maybe some of the homegrown players that played for Sisaket? I always envision... Sorry, Sisaket, do excuse me. Know how you are with your pronunciations. Yeah. It always strikes me as like, for instance, yourself, you've played in the Premier League, you've had that big experience, you've got a house, you're quite financially, I'm guessing, well paid for playing for Sisaket. Would there be a big divide in the players that hadn't had that sort of opportunity?
You're only allowed 5 foreigners in each squad.
Okay.
So, and the money, most of the wages, that's the same here. Foreigners get paid more than the academy boys, don't they?
Yeah, but I'm guessing it's magnified.
Yeah,
a bit
but over there, over there is a big difference.
Yeah.
So the locals, it's like they'll never earn that money doing anything. But compared to what the foreigners are getting, it's a bit unfair, but it's the way it is, isn't it? I don't make the rules, so you just crack on with it.
Did you ever feel any resentment from your teammates, or do you feel that they were happy you were there?
No, there was always
their cause, right?
But they don't know. So if they all know, they're used to foreigners getting more. So the resentment is not on me.
Yeah, I get that.
Personally.
Yeah, I get that.
So it's like on wherever foreigners come, you know, they know what's going on, and that's it. So they just get on with it. They don't. If you're cool around the place, I got on with all the squad. I used to go and eat with them most nights, and that they're cool. Even though couldn't communicate great at the beginning, but yeah, all right. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed their company. I enjoyed mine.
You tried to learn the language. I'm guessing that gained you a lot of respect as well from people.
You have to.
You've not isolated yourself and been a diva or whatever the case is.
It's not Spain when you have someone around the corner that speaks English. I swear down. You have to. I had a translator for the first 6 weeks there, and that helped a lot.
Would you say you enjoyed your year for Sisaket?
Yeah,
out in Thailand.
Yeah, it's a good experience, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm glad I did that. It's the other side of the world. Couldn't talk to no one because when you're awake, everyone here is still sleeping because it's a 7-hour gap.
I can relate to that. It's the same when you're in Vegas as well. You've got a very small window to talk to someone.
People, which is all right. But when people are finishing work, you're getting ready for bed, or people getting, or you're getting, you know what I mean. So
messes your social clock and even your ability to talk to your relations and friends up a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah,
it's all right. It's all right, but I do mind it. So it's all right. It's all right.
So you touched back in the UK in 2018, back to where it all kind of began for you, by the experience of playing for Chelsea and your local sides and stuff.
Yeah.
Back to Margate.
Yeah.
How did that feel, returning to Margate as a sort of 32, 33-year-old man?
At the time, I was still thinking, right, something will come up, my phone will ring. It didn't. I was for a league team, a team in the league, and I was like, I might as well just go down there and play some games, keep myself ticking over. But when you get down to that, you get down there, and I was like, the phone ain't ringing, so I start losing patience and then blah blah blah, and then I was just like, nah, let's call it a day. Start thinking about calling it a day.
Do you feel that them thoughts had been with you for a little while, or was that a kind of a realisation going back to where you began, if you like? I know it's a bit.
I went back there
bit
because
cliche.
I always said to my friends, I'll at least play one game for them or something at one point. So, and I mean, I went down there. It's just I knew everyone there, so one of the directors came and messaged me on social media and they said, "What are you up to? Fancy coming down?" I went to watch a few games, and that's what they thought. What's he doing? What's he up
Trying
to?
to entice him back.
He probably thought, what club's he at? I said, I ain't got a club at the moment, so I'm still. Hopefully the phone will ring, but it didn't. And I just went, no, you know what? I said I always do it, and I did, and put that one to bed.
Coming back to Margate and playing non-league football for the club that you came through and spent a lot of time at as a youngster, ending your professional career in Thailand, and then having that tail-off experience at non-league, which I'm guessing you're doing for your own enjoyment, your own love of the game, something to put something into practice that you've done for such a long time in your life.
Yeah, I still love playing the game, so if I could play once or twice a week, I'm going to. So you're a long time retired, so I can still play for a little bit and enjoy it. Be around the boys and have a laugh and play football.
It seems like the politics of football sometimes stopped you from playing your best football. Would that be a fair assessment?
I don't want to sound, straight up. But loads of things. When I wanted to leave at certain stages, wasn't allowed. But it is what it is. I got to where I wanted, and I'm not asked one bit anymore.
You've had a fantastic career.
Yeah.
You've travelled the world. You've played for many good teams. You said sometimes you haven't had the way things happen in the order or the sort of come to fruition in the way you would have maybe anticipated or hoped for. What advice would you give to any young player that's playing the game at a pretty decent level at this point in time, going forward with their career?
I couldn't give. See, this is a thing. I wouldn't say I'd have to speak to that person, if you understand what I mean. I can't, because everyone's different.
Do you think it's down to an individual case-by-case situation?
I think everyone's different because everyone's story is totally different. You can't generalize. Generalize it. There you go. Generalize it like now, because
a square or a circle.
Yeah, you can't anymore because everyone's different. You got to respect the fact that kids are not as tough now. I'm sure the generation before me will say that about us, but I think we are. I think we've not lost that. We knew what it took, and when I talk to some of the youngsters now, I'm scared for them, man. Like, not scared for them, but just don't know. It's going to take them a while to understand. It's tough, especially when they got all this social media stuff and they feel soft. I would have loved that in my day. Like, well, I'll be on it. I'll be cussing back everything.
You could have created a proper buzz for yourself.
No, to be fair, saying that in my day, when I was at Sheffield Wednesday, when I was at Swansea, I just signed up for Twitter. This fan started abusing me, innit? Like,
really?
So how is it like giving me stick for no? I've never seen this guy in my life, and I don't know. So I thought to myself, let me go look at who's this. Go through his page. Yeah, he had his picture of his missus on there, and I started bantering. I said, "Listen, your missus looks decent," which she's funky, man. She's proper funky, and he rang the FA. This fan that was abusing me, giving me shit. He rang the FA to ask them to ask me to take the picture off. I went, I ain't taking it down. It's on his page, so everyone can see it anyway. So why am I taking it down? A woman from the FA rang my phone and said, Leroy, we've had a message, we've had a complaint from this, blah, blah. Can you take a picture down? So he's coming out all this. I'm like, and he deleted all these abuse he was giving me, all the names, everything. I've never taken it down to this day. Yo, you should. This is what I mean.
That's the thing about social media.
No. But that's what I was doing. I would be on that but these players ain't got them balls to do that, and it wouldn't help them.
Do you think the clubs nowadays are obviously quite aware of social media, so they're kind of they clamp down on it before it even happens? So you're told, probably briefed on what you can tweet, what you can't tweet, what the repercussions of you are tweeting bad things.
It's in players' contracts now.
Really?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Seeing players' contracts now.
What, like you're to
Social
be a social
you're
media
yeah,
role
come
model,
on, man.
responsible?
That'll be in their contracts now, man.
I
They're
never
not
thought
allowed
about
to.
that.
They're not allowed to say what they really think, which is understandable, but because everyone gets really offended. But anyone else is allowed to say what they want to players. But I would
interesting.
never be able to. You wouldn't be able to stop me, and no chance.
It's interesting.
Someone abuses me like that, you're gonna be able to take it back. Now, don't have to F and blind, but just go on there. Most of the time, go on their page and you can find something funny, and they won't like it.
Oh, I bet they won't.
You know what I mean? They won't like
You're
it.
shining a spotlight on something that they didn't want people to see and laugh at.
A lot of these people love to give abuse, but they can't take it.
We see, obviously, Leon, he's a perfect example of
Yeah.
that. His Twitter, there's always something entertaining going on, and he's one of the people that will fire back at random guys.
Well, so we can now, which is brilliant. And people leave you alone now a lot more. They just call you a has-been or whatever.
Yeah.
It's better to be a has-been than never been in it, as I say.
Would someone give it to you when you was a professional player and you'd think, oh, I can't really say nothing back, but now you're retired,
I did, straight up.
unfiltered?
Now
you're
unfilmed.
retired, is it more sort of unfiltered in terms of what you're saying?
I can,
and what you can do?
can swear on everything. You can say what you want. You can swear on there. You can't get... FA ain't going to fine you for nothing. They ain't going to ban you no games, are they? So it's all good.
Interesting. I want to know what you're up to now. What's going on in the moment for Leroy Lita, where you're at now? Personally, sort of what projects you're
Told
into?
you, I don't want to do personal stuff.
What's going on?
Straight football.
No, nothing too personal. Like, come on. But
I'll let you fire. I'll let you fire right here.
Where you're at? What's going on in your sort of career and where you're at now?
So I'm just doing my own thing now. Like, what am I looking at? I can't see you, bruv. I'm trying to see your eyes. Yeah, I was waiting around for a club, and I'm just positive now, enjoying life. I've been traveling and stuff, doing my own agency stuff, sports and entertainment.
Come on.
So just getting that pop in and looking to the future, man. I'm playing a little bit of football still, a couple of times a week, and then enjoying it. Just trying to enjoy my life.
Any aspirations to maybe enter, dare I say, the coaching environment, or maybe even the manager environment, as even at non-league level before going to the professional level?
You know what? I'll be disappointed in myself if I didn't try it. So I think I'm gonna try and do management for sure at non-league level. If I have to start there and work my way up, as I did as a player, no problem. So
it definitely excites you.
Yeah, it does. It does. Because it's a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
You need challenges always in life, no matter what. So yeah, I said I wouldn't, but I would be disappointed in myself in 30 years' time, and I said, and I didn't try it.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
What kind of manager do you reckon you'd be? Like you spoke about, we've seen players or ex-players, as soon as they become managers, they're not one of the lads anymore. Their mentality and thought process changes a little bit.
It has to.
It has to. I get that. How much of a change do you reckon we would see if you were to become a high profile manager?
It'd have to be a total change, because you pick things up from different managers. I've worked with managers who are like, seem like your mate, or too friendly, or some are just arseholes completely. So I think you just have to. I've not done it yet, so I have to think. I will take a lot from Steve Coppell, but then in this day and age, Steve Coppell survived so many. This day and age, kids are different, young players are different. Got to bring all that into context, like, you know what I mean, a certain way to speak, and you got to find what gets these young players going, or any players in this generation, or whoever's in the change room, because I would always have a mix anyway if I was a manager. But yeah, there's loads of things to take into consideration with how it is now.
You played against some great players. You mentioned Vidic. Nemanja Vidic was one of the
best defenders
you come across. Who else sticks out in your mind as, wow, I'm playing against him today? I know I'm going to have to be on my game.
I've never thought like that.
Really?
Nah,
You never ever crossed your mind?
never.
Well,
I've never gone into a game. Look, remember,
let's-
I wasn't a fan. I was a professional.
Yeah, I get that.
So
I
my
understand that.
mentality
Your mentality is
wasn't.
different.
It's totally
Okay.
different. So
Who did you come up after a game? Is there anyone you come off the pitch thinking that geezer
I
gave me
thought
a hard
about
game today?
Scholes. They gave me a hard game. Loads of people give you a hard game. Some players you never even heard of will give me a hard game. So it's not about that. It's about on the day you think some people could surprise you, but I don't think. All I can say is the best player was Scholes, probably best, but the best not performance. I remember we played Arsenal for Reading. Henri stood on like the left, didn't move for like 5 minutes, stood still. No, our whole team like thinking, what's going on with him? He's just chilling in the corner. So the ball, and when he got involved, every time he got involved, they scored. So he's just saving. I was just like, wow, I should not be a professional footballer if he could just take the piss like that. How's he doing that to professionals? Like, yeah.
I've seen the clips many times. Many times.
I've seen it. I've seen it there, not on TV. The man was chilling, and he just turned it on like that. So what's going on? He might pull a muscle now. He's been still for ages, but it's just amazing to see that. I learned a lot of that game. I was thinking, that is some serious talent.
Do you think he was a once in a generation player, Thierry?
Yeah. What players? There's no players like that at the moment, man. You won't see many of them because everyone's similar now, isn't it? All the academies are getting taught the same play. You don't see that different,
that
just
rawness.
not even rawness, just pure skill in it. All players are quite similar. Even though there's not even many strikers anymore, there's centre forwards. So
Interesting point.
Yeah, it's mad. It's not
point.
many. It's not many. It's probably about I don't know how many in Prem that you count. It's mad.
We slightly touched on corruption in football in this interview, with the Greek betting scandals and stuff. Do you feel that more can be done to stop these sort of incidents in football? And have you ever heard of incidents like this happening sort of in the UK?
In England? No chance. I've never seen it. Or I've heard stories from the past and all that about throw-ins and corners, and I've heard all that when people used to bet on the first time the ball to go out of players. I've heard all that, but yeah, we've got too much passion to ever let our game go that way.
Yeah.
On the pitch, anyway. On the pitch. Off it and other things, maybe.
We were quite fortunate enough to have Paul Cannonville on the channel recently, speaking about his own experiences dealing with racism and coming through as a young player and some of the stuff that he had to deal with. As a British black player yourself, have you had to deal with those situations yourself? And is there any sort of moments that spring to your mind?
It's not something. It's not a moment thing. It doesn't just happen. Or, all right, few people have said. Now you can hear fans or someone tweeting or someone sending a picture or social media. Yeah, but it has always been there. But now people are getting caught out. Like you see it doing. When people commentate about players, you hear how they commentate about certain black players. When it's a black player, they commentate a certain way. When it's a white player, for example, I always use this example. Rooney will get sent off. Oh, look at it. He just shows too much passion, too much desire, just overcommitted. All of these things are positive, right? But when it's a black player, oh my God, that's naive. He's stupid. He shouldn't have done that. Oh, they should ban him. Well, total opposite. And they're both being sent off the same thing. For example, look at how Harry Maguire last night. How is that? People are saying I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's on TV.
The second foot did look like a foul where he was looking at the man.
People are saying we'll give him the benefit. It's on TV. I'm not here to give an opinion. It's on TV. The facts are there.
But VAR watched it and they were of the same opinions.
I'm not here for opinions.
How do we? No,
The
I am
TV's there.
though. I want to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
What was your opinion on it?
It's not an opinion. I'm talking facts. That's a red card. And the way they're talking about it, imagine someone else, if a black player done that, the chat wouldn't be the same. Straight up, the chat would not be the same.
Interesting point. Interesting point.
It would not be the same. All them man on TV or radio, the chat would be totally opposite.
Interesting. So do you feel there's slight double standards when it comes to black players in this country?
It's not double standards. It's what people really think about the black people a lot, just in society. So football, they just use certain words to disguise it. That's what they do all the time. And people are always saying opinion and this opinion. It's not. This is why they're speaking like that, because they wouldn't speak like that about other players.
What do you think can be done to tackle racism in football in this country? Now, we're not talking about just from the fans, as you've mentioned. It seems to get the opinion that it may be a little bit more ingrained into football as a culture, as a sport. What do you feel can be done from your own experiences to change this perception?
It's ingrained in society. No, I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying that's where it comes from. It comes from home first. I've said it many times. It comes from home. Football's one of the biggest tools where we can teach people about people from all over the world. It's powerful. You don't understand. You go to Liverpool, you see little kids with money on the back of their shirt. Come on, can you imagine that 30 years ago? No chance. Paul Cannaville's day. Can you imagine that day? So football is probably the most positive thing about it, but we still have it. And instead of using football football is a powerful tool in the world, especially in this country anyway. We should use it to educate people about different cultures, not just black people or black players, people from different countries, different cultures, religions, whatever. We use it to teach people, because every kid who goes to watch a football game doesn't care where you're from. If you play for Liverpool, I love you. If you play for Arsenal, I love you. If you score for Arsenal, I love you. You know what I mean? They're just happy, innit? And they're just cheering. And that's coming from a kid. But if you stay at home and you tell, stay away from these kind of people, and them kind of people are this and that, come on, you're from South London. You know how things are. So you know how to relate to people because you've not been taught that, innit? So you've been around it. But people who haven't been around it, they teach their own kids different. So it's always in their mind. When they grow up, it gets worse.
You know yourself, South London's one of the I can only speak for South London, I guess, there's not segregation. People are going to school together from the minute the minute they can walk. Yeah. And your friends are your friends regardless of their background or skin tone. What can football learn from an indigenous area like South London? What can it take from like what we're trying to elaborate on?
It's not about football, but football can teach a lot. We can break down barriers because there's not many other industries where you get to be so, it doesn't get exposed in so many ways. Like football is it's always, when it happens, everyone's talking about it, and this happened. Imagine everyday life, how that person feels when they're going through something or being discriminated for whatever reason. So that's when I think people get frustrated with it, because a lot of time you read all these comments, someone will say something and they'll say something like, oh, sorry, it's not, sorry, like he made a mistake. No, he didn't. That's really what's in his mind. You know what I mean? That's how and sometimes they don't even know they're doing it. People don't even know they're doing it. It's just natural. It's because the way they've been brought up. And they say back in the day, we used to say worse than that. Have you heard that one? I was like, flipping no. That's the whole point. We're trying to stop it. You know what I mean? And it should be worse than that. We used to say a lot worse than that. Now you can't say nothing. So basically now you can't be racist. Come on, man. It's nonsense. But yeah. So it's one me and you are never going to see in our lifetime.
There seems to be a lot of thought going into the amount of black managers or lack of black managers in the top flight professional league, and even across to down to the Championship, Divisions 1, 2 and 3, and maybe even non-league, why do you think there seems to be a lack of talented black players retiring, then making that transitional step into coaching and then taking them first steps into management? Why do you think there hasn't been a defined route for the amount of talented black players that have retired or come through the footballing system to then make that transition into the next step?
Because probably a lot of people didn't think they'll get a job, and so they don't waste their time. They plan their life on other things. So, but that's going to change. It's like everything. There weren't a lot of black players back in the day, but there is now. So you got to break barriers. Someone's going to do it, but we'll see who that is. And it's not. It shouldn't be that. If you're good at your job, but till the day where people can look at someone and say you're good at your job, they don't care where you're from, but you can have the job. Till we have that day, then we have to break barriers all the time. We have to knock down walls all the time, every time, until people have that mindset. Well, I need someone to do this job. Are they good? Boom, boom, boom. Don't care what it looks like. I don't care what their religion is, whatever. They're good at it. Boom, take them. Till we have that mindset, it's not going to change.
So it should be on who's best qualified for the job, not
qualified. Because qualifiers, you can get.
Or sorry, who is best for the job at that precise moment in time?
Yeah. Well, whoever's
So we're not talking about one group being discriminated against or one group being prioritised. We're not talking about boxes being ticked because certain nationalities need to be included. We're talking about solely who is better for that position at that moment in time. Do you think that would be the fairest way to take things?
We're nowhere near it. We're nowhere near it. Lampard's CV player, brilliant, unreal, world class. Gerrard, world class. Sol Campbell, world class. CV amazing.
Interesting.
Rangers, Derby, Macclesfield.
It's interesting. It's food for thought.
So you tell me.
I'm trying to think of another high profile black player that we can.
Paul Ince.
Macclesfield. MK Dons.
Macclesfield first, no?
Macclesfield first.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting when you think about it and break it down.
And then it gets to a point where it's like when they must get fed up. I mean, it's like, I don't know how they coach or anything like that, but if they can't get it, what chance has anyone else got?
It's an interesting hypothesis.
They play for Man United last. Come on, it's like crazy. So it's not. It's what when people look at. You have to look at it. I'm not. It's not an opinion of mine. These are facts. These guys have done just as good. And look at what they get first. What's that about? Interesting. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, look, I've got to say, it's been a great pleasure to get you on the podcast today.
No problem.
Guys, going over some of your career and some of your stats and some of the things that you've done in life. Such an amazing journey to get to this point. We're the same age. Sometimes I question what I've actually done with my life when I read the career of someone like yourself.
You've done well for yourself. Don't worry, man. You know. You don't have to worry. You don't have to question nothing. Don't ever think that anyone else's life is better than yours, man.
No, I don't.
You've done things your way. You should be, you know what, be proud of yourself. Don't let no one tell you no different. You're doing a good thing. Enjoy.
I appreciate that.
Don't look nothing outside this and that from you.
I'm trying to big up your journey here.
Yeah, I'm bigging up you too because you seem like, you told me some of your stories. You seem like a good bloke and you've been places and fair play to you, mate. Same way. Don't have to be a professional footballer to be successful in life, man. There's other things you do as well. Trust me.
If I had my right foot as good as my left foot, I'd have definitely played at least Division 3. It's been a great pleasure to get you on the channel, mate. I really appreciate it, Leroy. Thank you very much for sharing your story.